Hello everyone, it's the TheCanadianWifier here. Alright, so today's video is going to feature a team I made slightly buzzed at about 2 AM, and yeah, it's not a very good team, and there's going to be 5 really silly battles from the low ladder, so if you're not into that kind of thing, I'm sorry, there'll be more videos coming in the very near future. But for those of you who don't mind just some silly stuff, this team is 5 birds and a impared. I started off, I believe, with Chatot. It's just subplot. Then I put on Elite Archeops because I know I wanted rocks and taunt. I've been having a lot of fun with Hyper Offense and OU recently. The fact that Custap Scarm is now legal again has just brought back all these amazing memories of Custap Scarm in Gen 5, and I loved Hyper Offense late in the gen. Specifically Rain Hyper Offense with Custap Scarm. So the fact that Elite Archeops is the closest thing we have to that in NU with taunt, rocks, and a way to kill itself. It's going to be on most of my teams in the very near future. Banded Scyther, Spec, Swellow. My team is a little bit electric weak at this point, so why not? Let's put on a dual stab Encore Emolga, which is actually kind of cool because it grants free switches for stuff like Chatot. And then in the last slot, I threw on a Impared. At some point during these 5 battles, I changed its moveset. It was originally Hone Claws, Knockoff, Play Rough, and Seed Bomb, and at one point I realized I was struggling way too much with Archeops, so I changed it to Shucker Punch. But regardless, enough stalling, let's get into the first game I got with this team. My opponent's team, I assumed he might actually lead with Quillfish, so I mean, it doesn't matter, I'm leading with my lead Archeops. But first turn he ends up leading with Helios. He's not Scarf, even if he was, I could live a hit with Sash, so I'm just going to go for Head Smash. Quillfish comes out, and it's going to be able to taunt it, prevent it from getting anything up. Gonna go to Emolga because, you know, nice and fucking electric squirrel. It's such a bad mon too. I'm running Modest because it's just so piss weak if you don't. And I do have speed, a base, what base speed is that? 90s? I reached 296 speed, which I know outspeeds Jolly Sock, which is nice. Anyway, I Volt Switch on the incoming camera up, or he switches his camera up into the Volt Switch. I Encore him into rocks, get off some damage, he freezes my Liepard, and look at this cocky motherfucker, gonna set up some SDs with Zangoose. Now, this looks bad, doesn't it? There's a +1 Zangoose chilling on my screen, but it's fine. All I have to do is sack 2 Pokemon, go into Scyther, kill it with Quick Attack, and his team gets cleaned up by Spec Swellow, believe it or not. So, that's my game plan. Luckily Scyther is faster, we'll be able to take it out with a Banded Quick Attack. Banded Scyther is just so much fucking fun, I love this mon. He's gonna go into Lilligant. Obviously, if I switch Swellow directly into Lilligant, I'm just gonna get outsped on the next turn, put to sleep, and die. I do have Sleep Talk, but I mean, hey look, I'm Scyther, the Lilligant counter. Unfortunately, that Giga Drain's gonna get just enough health back to the point where he can live on 1, Sleep Powder me, and I need a first turn Wake, otherwise I lose. Does Scyther have it in him? Is Scyther the true god that we know him for? Of course he is. So, Lilligant's gonna go down. I believe I'm going to die to this Mega Camrupt, but it doesn't matter, like I said, because I just win with ye olde Spec Swellow. If I was Physical Swellow, which is, I don't know, they're both good sets, don't get me wrong. I'm not here advocating that Gut Swellow is a terrible set, because it's obviously not. But if you asked me to use a Swellow on a team, 10 times out of 10, it would be Specs Boomburst. Just Boomburst is so much more reliable than Facade. Even if it has base 50 special attack, I would still rather use a Specs Modest Boomburst Swellow. Regardless, cursor on the screen, totally professional. Let's get into the second game here. This was really late at night, and Razori, the tier leader, was actually in call. So the alt that I'm using, by the way, is Rezorai, or I switched the vowels in Razori. And he sniped me on ladder under the alt no Rezorais. So, regardless, his team looks very threatening. He's also a competent enough player, so he's going to lead Vivillon as I lead Emolga, predicting that. But unfortunately, he has a Claydol, which is just chilling. I get Scyther in before Rocks, but he actually turns out to be offensive, which is rather good for me, actually, because Rocks, if you haven't noticed, kind of do a damper on my team. I'm going to be able to get off a nice U-turn on that Archeops, which actually does a decent amount. And I believe on this turn, yeah, okay, so I get up my rocks, predicting him to just kill me with Ice Beam. Unfortunately, he reveals to be the God set, which is apparently Rock Polish 3 attacks offensive. And I didn't think I would live, so just in case I did, I guess I clicked Head Smash instead of Endeavor. It doesn't really matter because both were left it in KO range of Scyther's Quick Attack. At this point, he brings out Whale Lord. He tells me that it's banded, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's not too bad. I'll just go and sack him on and kill it with Emolga. No, that's not how it's going to work here. Emolga is so weak that it's going to require 2 Volt Switches to kill, and unfortunately, I have to sack my Swallow as well. The fact that he sacks Vivillon there gives him a free switch into Archeops, because if you look at my team, nothing exactly appreciates taking on Archeops at this point. And, I mean, Emolga's just going to have to pull through. It's basically what's going to have to... Basically what this is going to come down to. I have 2 not very fast rodents left. Chatot is faster than the 2 remaining things he has on his team that obviously aren't named Archeops. And basically what this is going to come down to, as my old friend LMNOP or Nathan would say, is a little bit of self-hit. And... I actually, there's a replay thread on the Never Used forums where you can link any replay you think is worth sharing with people, whether it was a tournament battle that was really good, a ladder match between 2 really competent players, etc. And I remember one time in particular in a Never Used Stream tournament, I played Tennis Lol, the Haxing God, as you may know him as. He was up like 5-1 against a Chatot, and the opponent literally counterswept him with a sub-chatter Chatot. And I guess I'll leave the link in the description if you are interested in that replay specifically, because it's pretty funny. But regardless, as you can see here, Chatot is just going to work its magic, and luckily there's one more self-hit in my future, and I'm going to kill off the Archeops with Boom Burst. So that is how to self-hit. That is how Lord Chatot makes herself known. Third battle here. This guy, I believe this is a guy that actually beat Keo earlier on in the night when Keo was trying to get his suspect requirements, or as the cool kids say, your Rex. I know for a fact it's dual priority Assault Vest Dugong, which is actually going to put in a lot of work on my team, a lot more than it should. It doesn't help that I have basically mono flying, but yeah. Outside of that, the team's pretty much just stuff. It's rather fat if you look at it. I mean, it has a Throw, an Audino, a Gourgeist, a Stunfisk, but regardless, on the first turn, I'm going to lead Archeops, he leads Stunfisk. Don't really want Rocks up on my side of the field, and worst case scenario is I taunt him, he brings me down to Sash, and I get an Endeavor. Next turn, as he goes up to Gourgeist, I assume he's going to go to Xatu, predicting my Rocks, so I'm just going to go straight for Head Smash. Works out perfectly, because Dugong cannot revenge me. I get up my Rocks. Anyway, could have clicked Endeavor that turn, but Rocks are just so nice, dude. I mean, I don't know. I love my Stealth Rock. What can I say? Swallow is here to tell you that Audino is not a switch-in. Audino is just not a switch-in to Boom Boost Swallow. I do get a crit on the second turn. Not actually sure how crucial it was, considering crits only do 1.5, not 2 times, so I think I would have been able to 3-hit KO it regardless. He brings Audino back in. I thought it was to get Regenerator, but he doesn't switch out afterwards. And I mean, like, look at Swallow just going ham. Unfortunately, the Miracle Run is going to be cut short by an Assault Vest Icicle Spear Dugong, but at this point, Boom Burst Swallow has put in enough work to his team where Liepard can come in. And a knockoff on the switch, because as you can see, nothing really appreciates taking that. It's going to kill Dugong, it's going to do a shit ton to Gourgeist, and I thought knockoff plus Play Rough, a Life Orb knockoff plus a Life Orb Play Rough could kill a Throw, but unfortunately Liepard is just that weak, so I'm going to have to rely on a little bit of Emolga action. And we'll see how it goes from here. Emolga, can you live an Ice Shard? Of course you can, because it's only a Dugong, but, I mean, I don't know. Emolga, I want to love it, because if you've ever used a Rotom fan, you'll know that Electric and Flying is really difficult to switch into, especially in NU. Here I make a good play, by the way. Okay, so here's how you don't play Pokemon at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, whatever. Encore him into the Protect, so you get a free switch to Chatot, and then try to Volt Switch on the following Protect. Yeah, you're fantastic at this game, Richard. What was I gonna say? I totally forget. Oh yeah, electric and flying. It's a really good offensive type coverage, but Emolga is just, like I said, so fucking weak. I don't actually know its stats off the top of my head, but it's fast, and that's about all. This guy's going to save us all some time and forfeit. 10 minutes in, let's get on to the 4th battle against Admiral Bob. If you look at his team, he's got that Archeops, that's scary. He's got a Pyroar. I think at this point I still have Seed Bomb on Liepard. So if you look at his team, how do I beat Archeops? I speed tie it with my own Archeops. How do I beat his Pyroar? Well, the easiest way is to keep Archeops alive. But if that fails, well, I have to win another speed tie with my Liepard. So it was this battle that basically forced me to put Sucker Punch over Seed Bomb on Liepard. Also the fact that I had yet to see a Seismitoad on ladder that night. But regardless, lead Archeops is just so cut and paste, bread and butter, easy peasy. I mean, what can you say? Taunt the Cradle-Eye, Stealth Rock on the next turn, taunt the Weezing, save it for later. As you go to Swellow, could have planned this better. Swellow's generally a lure for Weezing. You don't... How do you use Swellow? You don't switch it into Weezing. You send out Swellow and make them switch Weezing into Swellow, thinking that it's off physical when it's actually special. So I played that poorly, because if you look at his team, Swellow actually did quite a number, especially once the rocks were up. But regardless, it's fine. Just gonna go to Scyther or Revenge Kill, go into Liepard, as at this point, I went to Emolga as he sent out Claydol, to which I responded with my own Liepard. That turn left me in tears. It was part alcohol, part tiredness, part the fact that I just dodged a T-Wave from a Liepard with my own Liepard because I went with Limber, because I don't have a priority move. So, how does it feel to get counter-teamed that badly? At this point, that speed tie that I was talking about, that's basically going to make or break the game for me. If I lost that speed tie, I just lost the game. Luckily, I am lucky and bad, and look at that, a Charge Beam Claydol. That's cool. Too bad Choice Banded Scyther is a fucking monster now that Steelix is gone. Special shoutouts. Oh, by the way, hey look, another speed tie win by yours truly. Not that it actually mattered too much this time, because I had an Archeops still chilling, but it's just the whole basis of the damn thing. And at this point, I just went with Lord Chatot. While I'm cleaning up with Chatot here, let me just say that this video is being recorded in advance. Suspect Rex, technically, if you don't have them in NU yet, I would still have 4 hours to get them from the point of which I am narrating this. It's 8 PM on the 26th of February. This is probably going to go up on the 28th. Obviously, I haven't seen the results yet, but hey, future people watching this video, did you know that both suspects were banned by a supermajority? I can say that with relative certainty that Heliolisk is definitely going to be banned with a supermajority, which I believe is 66% and higher. And it would not surprise me in the slightest if Steelix was as well. Steelix might be a touch closer, but it's not going to be by much. Those two are both so stupid. I cannot wait for NU to be reinfested with Banded Scyther, Scarf Rotom, Kangaskhan, Lilligant. It's going to be great. If only we could have Braviary and a Alomomola though, real talk. Last battle I have for you today, we're already at 13 minutes. This is going to be 5, count 'em, 5 replays for you. This one, as you can see, I was getting a little bit more up the ladder. I don't know, he has a pair of setup sweepers. He has a Cryogonal and Sandslash to spin support for his Vivillon, which I can only assume to be sashed due to said spin support. And Muck's going to be an issue because I don't really have much to break through it. A lot of my mons are special attackers, and the common set is Assault Vest, and it's also very bulky. Regardless, gonna taunt the Sandslash. Hey, did you know you can't fucking set up rocks on an Archeops? Yeah. This was a roll. It does somewhere between 82 and like 104. I pull a decent roll, but it's not enough to prevent him from completely turning around the hazard battle. I guess if you want the true counter to lead Archeops, just bring Sandslash, because you can't taunt Rapid Spins, and obviously Archeops can't touch Sandslash, so... Anyway, it's at this point where I was in call with some people, and they told me to not go to Emolga. I'm like, should I go to Emolga? I have Encore. And they're like, no, don't go to Emolga, it's a piece of shit. He's just gonna set up then win. And I'm like, but, oh well, fine. Luckily, my opponent gets greedy. After setting up a Magnet Rise when I stay in, and I was kicking myself because I could have encored him into that, he manages to go for 2 Shift Gears because he sees a fucking Emolga in front of him. I don't blame him, because it is just a shitty Emolga. But, yeah, I am very lucky in the fact that I can now Volt Switch off, kill his otherwise game-ending Kling Klang with my Liepard. And at this point, I was unsure as to why he sent in an Elsa to my already revealed Life Orb offensive Liepard, but oh, that's why. It's physically defensive with fucking iron defense. He's gonna predict my Archeops quite nicely, go for Frost Breath, but luckily Swellow is a fucking monster and can just OHKO it with Boom Burst from this range regardless. Golurk's gonna come in. I'm sorry, is still taking a shit ton. I believe that to be Assault Vest Golurk, because there's no way it would have taken it that well either way. But no one will know for sure, truly. Regardless, 60% to a bulky ass ghost like that is pretty cool. At this point, I'm gonna knock off the Muck's Black Sludge, which leads me to believe that it's Curse, and at this point, Emolga is once again gonna shine. Hey, did you know that I am an idiot for not carrying Encore on my Liepard? You may be telling me in the comments. Well, fuck you, because I have Emolga, and it's just as good, if not better, as an Encore user, as you've seen in these battles. Locking him into Shadow Sneak or Curse, either way, allowed me a free switch into Chatot, at which point I can sub Nasty Plot on the switch, because I am faster than everything left. Chatter to kill this. Make an awful play here against the Vivillon, and I went for sub, predicting Sleep Powder, just in case he wanted to go for that. No, Richard, your play was to Chatter, because if he had Bug Buzz, you could have died there? Maybe? Chatot's frail. I don't know. Maybe. No, Bug Buzz is not a good move to run on Vivillon, so I would have been more upset if he actually had it. Generally, substitute to prevent yourself from getting revenge killed. With just mono-attacking Hurricane is sufficient. But he wasn't even sashed, so Chatter's going to be able to clean up the game. I'm tempted to RMT this team as kind of like, I don't know, it would be a cross between a joke RMT and a and just a Chatot RMT. But then the other part of me says, no, it's an awful team and that actually requires effort, and I'm going to wait until I make a good team post bans in the new NU. Regardless, I hope you enjoyed this 18 minutes of tomfoolery. It's already been long enough, so I'm not going to ramble like I normally do on the outro. Like I said, Heliolisk and Steelix are totally now banned. Go and enjoy Scyther to its fullest potential. Go Volt Switch to your heart's content. Hey, Kangaskhan, you're S rank again, right? Alright. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, a rating would be much appreciated. Team, I don't want to leave the team below. It's a travesty if people were to actually use this on ladder, but I guess I could. Either way, I'll see you next time, guys. Take it easy. Have a good day. See you later. Peace out.